Hello. Hi, nice to see you all here. Thank you for coming. And thanks to Greg for inviting me to have this talk here right now. Well, as he has mentioned, as David has mentioned, I'm the actual director of the Ajijic Cultural Center, which is located in the plaza. Maybe some of you know it, maybe some of you don't. But here in Chapala, Ajijic is part of the Chapala municipality. We have three cultural centers, which are like, that have different activities. We have the one that I'm working in, which is the one in the plaza. We also have one that's run by the state of Jalisco, which is the Centro para la Cultura y las Artes de la Ribera, which is located in La Floresta. And also we have another one in Chapala, which is called Antigua Presidencia. And that one, and the one here in Ajijic, in the plaza, those are municipal centers. So all the activities that are done here are organized by the municipal government. And we have room for people if they want to have an event there, an exhibition. We have an auditorium for around 150 people, which you can use if you want to have something there. You have to come and talk to me and we can arrange for that. So the Ajijic Cultural Center is, as have been mentioned, turning 20 years old this year. So we're going to have, during the whole month of August, different activities and presentations to celebrate this important event. This cultural center was started a long, long time ago, much longer than 20 years. At first, it was just a venue where there used to be like rock concerts and stuff like that. There used to be some classes that were free for children. And then the government, as well as the people, decided that they wanted to have like a formal building to have exhibitions and an auditorium and all those interesting things happening there. So they built the facility that we have right now. And in the founding of the Cultural Center, there were involved some of the most known artists that we have here right now, like Antonio Jesus Lopez Vega, Javier Zaragoza, Isidro Chilotu from San Juan Cosala as well. Jesus Escamilla, who is right now the Director of Culture. He was also one of the founders of the Cultural Center. Beto Munoz, who organizes a lot of different activities for people here in Ajijic, cultural activities, music. And they are all involved in events all the time in the Cultural Center. If you come and visit us, if you haven't been there yet, you can see the murals by Juan Navarro, and also by Jesus Lopez Vega, by Efrain Gonzalez, which make this building very special because the murals are a way of preserving traditions, local history. We also have a museum room with pre-Hispanic pieces that have been found here in the lake. They were donated by the local people. When people build homes here, as some of you may know, they find pieces sometimes buried in the ground. So a lot of them, it's around 260 pieces, were donated to the Cultural Center, so we have them in display in a small museum room. And also we have many exhibitions, mostly. That's most of what we have there. Art exhibitions. We have two galleries. One is downstairs, one is upstairs. It's a two-floor building. And we also have room for workshops at the third floor. There's a workshop area with a small library. We have the library with books that were donated a long time ago. So we have like library material that is not very actual right now. But if you have specifically art books or books for children that you would like to donate to the library, we will be very thankful because we want to turn it into art library and something for children. Because we just have like encyclopedias that are not very used anymore. Yes. And also there is a new room which has around 20 computers that anyone can go and use. It's open in the morning from 9 to 3. And those computers belong to the cultural department of the Chapala government. And they were sent to the Cultural Center, and they're in the second floor. So if you need to do something with a computer or whatever, you can go and have it there. Maybe even have a class. You can have total use of the space because it's a public space. So for the anniversary of the Cultural Center, we are going to start on August 8th with a presentation of the Chapala Folkloric Ballet, which we always do because we like to begin with folkloric ballet and then have the ending with another folkloric ballet because it's like it shows like all the most Mexican traditions, you know, the dress the people wear, the way they dance, the things that they say, the music, it's something very important for us. We have been told sometimes, why do you have different things? Like, why do you have all the time like folkloric presentations? And we're like, because it's part of our culture, you know. We understand that people want to see different activities. So we're going to have as well a presentation of classic ballet. And also we're going to have a piano concert accompanied by flamenco dancing. So we're trying to get different activities. But the roots of the cultural center are obviously preserving Mexican traditions and trying to make them known to people who are foreigners and haven't seen them before, you know, because it's something very lively and very colorful and interesting to watch. So we are always focusing on that. We're going to have a very big exhibition of the artists that were the founders of the Cultural Center. We are going to have pieces also by Juan Navarro and another of the painters that have passed away. We are with their family talking so we can have some of the artwork by them that they lended to us for the exhibition. And also a little homage to all the directors that the Cultural Center has had, which I am very happy to say that I am the first female director. So it is very important for me to have people come into the Cultural Center and really feel like it's a place that they own, you know? Because most of the time people come and say, oh, this is only for the artists of Ajijic, but it's not, you know? This is a big community that is made up of people from so many different places, even from Mexicans from different places like me, because I was born in Guadalajara. So I'm not really from here, although I've lived here for a long time. So I think it is important to have like an open view wherever you are, so you can like have people come together and share, you know, share what they feel, share what they think, what they create. So that makes us understand the others better, and I think that's the best way to try to build some peace, you know, because peace comes from understanding the others, and that's also part of the mission of cultural spaces, and that's what is one of my goals as well. So we have also activities that foreigners can get involved in, you know, and many people think, oh yeah, we want them to come so they can buy paintings. But it's not just about buying paintings, you know, because you're not here just to provide a way of living for people. You are here because you're interested in living here, to knowing the people that are Mexican, to learning about the culture, to enjoying. So it's also important to have you come to the exhibitions, to give support to the artists, but not only financially, because that's not like the whole point, but we like you to come and talk to them, meet them, and you can hear about what they're doing, why they're doing it, the way that they're expressing what they have in their brains, in their hearts and souls. It's very important to be there and to make like a group, you know, a community. That's what it's about, like sharing and being together, you know. So I think it's very important to appreciate what you all do to help the community and to give something back to you, because I think that's something that many people here don't think of often, that we have to give something back to you, you know, which is, I think that you will appreciate it, possibly. And so we invite you to come to all the exhibitions. Today, actually, we have an opening at 1 of painter Rita Ramirez, who was born here in Ajijic. She is 81, and she moved to Guadalajara when she was about 2 years old, and she has been painting since the 60s, you know. So she has brought this beautiful collection of artwork that she has created from 1964 to the date, and you are invited to see it. If you cannot join us today for the opening at 1, the show is going to be there for a whole month. And also we have some pieces by local artist, Roberto Navarro, who is a very talented sculptor. And also in the first floor gallery, we have a show by Gustavo Lopez, who has something more modern, kind of like geometric things. It's very interesting. And we have a Facebook page, which is Centro Cultural Ajijic, and also an Instagram profile, CC Ajijic. And we invite you to follow them so you can see all that we do at the Cultural Center. We upload like all the events that we're going to have, pictures of the events, of the openings, of the art that we have on display. And I'm also going to invite you, if you want to be on our mailing list, have a sheet there, so you can write your email and your name there for us. As well as the shows and like this kind of events, folklore and ballet, presentations, we also have some classes. We have a yoga class, which is on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. And we have a very important class, well, I think it's very important, that is going to be given by Jill Flyer here, who's going to come and talk a little bit about it. She has already had a class there about cell phone photography, and she had several students, and it went really well. So she's going to continue with her classes with us in different subjects. If you would like to have a class there, you can also do that. You have to talk to me, and we can arrange for you to have something happening there. So I'm going to give her the chance to come here and talk about her class. And it's going to be something brief, and we'll continue there. Okay.
All right, without.
Can you hear me? Oh, God, yes. Oh, because I had some theater background and I was taught how to scream, literally, to an auditorium of 1,500 people. But, okay, this makes it a whole lot easier. I was going to say how wonderful Claudia is because, but everybody has, you know, David has already told you and Claudia has told you everything that's going on. But from my perspective, I have been here for 22 years, and not only do I think, okay, somebody else may have different opinion, but not only is she the first woman director here, but for my opinion, she is the best. She makes it point to help all of us. I'm assuming she helps other people in the way she helps me. I have given 2 classes in cell phone photography here, and I'm continuing to, in August, to do another. We haven't established yet the dates and the price, but you'll be getting information on that. And the reason I wanted to do that is I'm a regular photographer. I've been a photographer for 40 years. I've had a lot of honors and blah, 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 and I've had a lot of exhibits at local galleries here and many at the CCA over the years. But hardly anybody wants to carry a regular camera anymore. But there are limitations on cell phones. And to do that, just really simply what I try to do is tell people what regular cameras can do and what you can't do with those cell phones, you know, and limit ourselves to those kinds of compositions that we can actually get good photos and art. Right now, starting in July 12th, I'm going to do improvisation classes. I started here on stage with a class that John Ward had, and then we got stuck when COVID had happened. And I found through Louise Ritchie, who I will talk about in a minute, that there were Zoom classes because everybody all over the world couldn't do on stage anymore. So we all did Zoom, and I did Zoom all over the world, from Germany to Spain to Australia to London, etc., etc. And I made friends all over the world. I still get information from them. Like I just got Shasia was a friend in a couple or many classes on Zoom who's in India and had some glorious, expensive wedding there. We make friends in improv. You know, I'm not going to want to have an improvisation group, performance group. Been there, done that. This is just to have fun. You don't have to have a theater background. You don't have to be funny. In fact, we don't want you to be funny. Anybody who tries to be funny is never funny. I know I started off the wrong way too. Like everybody else, I think I'd have to say something like, "Oh, I see aliens in the background there, you know, coming at us," you know. No, it's kind of like being yourself, learning to be at ease with what you say, learning to respond to what people say to you. We're going to start out with very simple games that anybody can do, and that's to get you just to be able to talk. and to talk freely and not have to stand and stutter. And, you know, like if you have to give a talk at your garden club or you're in a book club and you want to explain the book, you know, that you have proposed. You know, some people feel uneasy, and I've heard from people in all of my international groups, and by the way, I've spent about 2,500 hours in improv on Zoom. So I know how hard it is for people. I've been there, I've been a beginner, and over the years I have developed ways of explaining which are somewhat difficult concepts if they're not explained correctly. And so I have, you know, I've just thought about how terrified I was to go on stage, and we're not going to do stuff like that anyway, and when someone says, oh, we're going to play this and you're going to play that, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. So it's going to be easy, and we're going to start slowly. It's going to be a drop-in class, an hour and a half on Saturdays. If you forget all this, there's a big poster, which Claudia helped me make. Actually, she made it. I mean, she's wonderful in helping you. I always tell her, write to her and say, Claudia, what should I charge? How long should it be? What day? Everything like this. And she gives me all the help in the world. She even drove me to the framer, because I don't have a car anymore, when we had the Photo Septiembre this year, and picked up the photos for me when they were ready. I mean, she goes out of her way. So anyway, back to Louise. Louise Ritchie has a performance group, which I used to belong to. I will, as I said, not be a performance group. If you want to learn the basics, come to my group. And as I said, look at the poster up there for all the information. If you decide you want to be in performance group, I'll give your name to Louise. Louise says if she has someone in her performance group who wants to go over the basics again, or who really is not ready for performance, she will, you know, advise me of it. So, you know, there's two things going on here. I think that's about it. The only thing I can say is that don't be afraid. This is not going to be, you have to be theatrical. Like, I can give you an example of some really easy things we're going to do. Every class, or every other class that I've had, has something very simple that's called A to B. If I say cat, you say dog, whatever you want to say. If cat reminds you of your cat named Oscar, you say, somebody says cat, you say Oscar. If you say Oscar, somebody says wild, or they say whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. The idea is to learn how to say something relatively quickly. And there are others easy things to do. Everybody has a drop of creativity. Everybody can think of something. I'm a bad wordsmith. I'm not good. But some people are. And so, and David is telling me, I was going to do just 5 minutes, and I don't know how I got into talking so long. But I hope some of you come into the improv group. I think you'll find it a lot of fun. And that's all I can say.
Thank you, Jill, for talking about the class that you're going to have. Jill, as she said, well, I like to help people. So if you ever need anything, advice, also advice about artists here. Sometimes you think, oh, I have this beautiful space in my house. What should I put up here? We can help you to find the right artist for your house, for whatever you're thinking. If you want to do something special for your house, like a mural or something, there are many people here who are willing to do that also. And we can make contact between you and the local artists, and also artists from other places if you want. So you can get to know these people, which is very, very interesting. I also like to promote the artists in their own personal spaces that are not exactly the cultural center. Jill has a gallery. It's here on Ocampo, no, Donato Guerra number 6A, which is open on Sundays. So from here you can go and take a look at her gallery.
And I'm late.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, I just want to invite you all to come to the Cultural Center, to take a look at the plays, at the murals, and to get closer to the Mexican culture, which is so interesting and so vast. And it's just something very special to be a different country and live there. And sometimes you might not just, you know, you don't speak the language properly, or you say, oh, I don't know the local people, you know, I just get along with my friends who come from Canada or United States or wherever, so you're always like together, you know, in the group, and you don't talk to many Mexicans, but it's nice if you try to make a little effort, because you might learn some good things for your own. And also, we have, as it was mentioned, we don't really have specifically a program for youth, but we're planning on a summer course this year. I know that you have one here that lasts a week. I have a son who's going to come, actually. And we are planning also a special summer course that is going to last a month. And we're planning it for children ages 6 to 14, which is children and teens, of course. And if you happen to know, like, people that have kids, maybe you would like to tell them to come and have the information of the classes. We are having many different classes for them. We have painting, clay modeling. We also have art history. We're going to have as well a fun science class, which we hope is going to go really well. We'll see. And they can come for the whole course, or they can choose specific classes that they're interested in. And we're going to try to keep it very low cost so that the local people can actually take advantage of it, because sometimes people may like classes that are very expensive, and like the local people can't really go there, you know, just like people from private schools, which is not the goal of the Cultural Center. The Cultural Center is trying to help the local people and trying to get them involved in cultural activities, because there's a lot of problems as in everywhere else. Maybe sometimes you don't see them, but we have a lot of drug problems, a lot of domestic violence problems, a lot of violence against women and young girls, and we really think that through cultural activities and artistic education, we can help somehow these children to see how life can be without all this happening, you know, how to appreciate more the others, how to appreciate their parents, for parents to appreciate more their children. Like we have every year, we have a very beautiful contest, which is made, it's for children and teens as well. It's an art and poetry contest, and every year we have more and more people participating. And it's so beautiful to see how the parents are so proud of what their children do. Whatever they might create is just beautiful, and the children are so happy to see their work, stay with it there. Sometimes they're very shy, and they don't even want to show it, because they're like, oh, it's not good, and his is better, and we have to encourage them anyway. And they come and they have their diploma and everything, and it's something very beautiful, and we can see that actually these kind of activities make people get together, because we see the way that the family is brought together by those kinds of events. And when they win a prize, they're like, wow, you know, and they post it everywhere, and it's just so very beautiful. So if you also have ideas for working with children, you can come and talk to us, because we want to plan on specific courses for educating against violence, which would be interesting to have the opinions of people from abroad for this, because sometimes we are like trapped in the problem and we don't see outside of it, but people who come from other places might have ideas that can help us. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope to see you soon there.